So it's been officially 1 month that I actually quit my full-time job to do real estate full-time. So I started real estate as a part-time, which is a lot of agents, they start as a part-time. And now I decided to go all in, go full-time. And I'm not going to lie, it was a tough decision for me to make. As you know, most people leave the real estate industry. And for me, I'm trying to get in full time. So I'm going to share with you my experience. Maybe if you're someone that is thinking about going full time into real estate, maybe you're at a job that you hate or you don't like right now, you want to do real estate. So I'm going to share with you my experience, how it has been so far. So real quick, I used to work at this Domino's Pizza. I was doing delivery at night. So I used to go from afternoon to nights. And to me, it's not like I hate it, but for me it was messing up my schedule a lot. And I do have 3 kids, and I worked at this company for close to almost 10 years. So I spend most of my weekends, holidays. I mean, if you ever work at Domino's, you know how it is. So I spend most of my weekends, holidays, New Year's, 4th of July. So I got into real estate going on next month. It's going to be 2 years into real estate. I started as a part-time, and I'm not gonna lie, when I started, I got a deal. I closed a deal like the next month, and then it took me like 2 months to close another deal. Then I closed another deal, which is most was just buyers, and just family members, friends, which is I think most agents start like that. So it was, I was blessed with that, but still, I had to keep going my full time job, in order to pay the bills and stuff. And most people leave the industry. So, but then I decided to make a decision. I wanna spend more time with my kids. I want the freedom. So I decided to go all in. It's been 1 month. I remember 4th of July. That's when I quit, and it has been 1 month right now. So as you know, real estate, I'm not gonna lie, it's not that easy. So maybe, if you're doing real estate, it's not really working out right now. I'm not gonna lie, it's not that easy. You might close some deals here and there, friends, family members, get some buyers. But for me, it's like, okay, if I'm gonna quit and go all in into real estate, I'm gonna have to do something else. I can't just rely on friends and family members. Eventually, you will run out once you close them. So then I decided to look for some other options, and I tried some social media. I'm not the I'm not the like huge fan of social media. It works, but I'm not that huge fan of social media. I door knock for a little bit, which is that's not bad. Then I tried, yeah, you do some TikTok, some Instagram, but that didn't really work for me, at least not right now. So it's like I think for us agents, we try everything else, but we try to run away from the thing that actually will get us business, which is for me. Then I started getting into cold calling. So for me, it's like, okay, if I'm gonna go all in, I can't fail. I can't let my family down. I already quit my full time job. I can't go back to that job, so I have to make this work. So I have to do whatever it takes. So then I started getting into cold calling. As some of you probably already watched some of my live calls, and I had a conversation with someone. Before I remember a couple of months ago, I had a conversation with a coach. He told me, okay, if you're gonna get into this, right? If you're gonna get into this, and if you're gonna start if you're gonna make cold calls, then might as well just get to it. Just get to it, because you're gonna suck at it. There's no way around it. Most of us agents are running away from that, from cold calling. But he said it's either you do it now or you're gonna regret for the rest of your life, because you're gonna look back 6 months later, a year later, you still haven't done it. Now you haven't closed them in deals, and especially if you want to get listings, you're gonna have to cold call. Because otherwise you're going to spend a lot of time with buyers, which is that was happening to me. I closed a couple buyers here and there, but eventually, I ran out. I ran out of like family members, friends. You know how buyers take so long to close. They sometimes they're never going to buy a home. So you go here and there. So they're like, no, I have to change this. So I started getting into cold calling. It's been and I started like 3 months ago trying to make some calls, and probably just like any other agents, you start making calls and you don't see the results, and then this is not gonna work, and then you go do something else, and then I started 3 months ago. I only called for like, I would say maybe a week, didn't get really anything. Then I stopped. Then I waited like another like 2 3 months. I'm like, no, I have to make this work. I gotta make this work. So it's been officially 2 weeks now that I've been very consistent making calls, and I already signed three listing agreement, and I have some more. I got one that is coming on Monday, and I'm like, oh, holy shit, this stuff works. It's like if you stay consistent, you might not see the results right away, but if you stay consistent, it will work. You just have to be patient and keep showing up, keep making calls. You're gonna hear a lot of no's, and you're gonna suck. You're gonna suck no matter what. You're gonna suck at it in the beginning. Look at me. If you watch some of my live calls, you can see how nervous I still get, but at least I decided to take a massive action and make calls, because you're not going to get better if you don't start doing it. You could hire a coach, you could, get somebody to teach you, but if you don't take a massive action, you're never going to get there, because coach is not going to do the work for you. Nobody's going to do the work for you. You have to take a massive action. So for me right now, I mean, you could go back to my channel and watch some of my other live calls. I mean, I usually do live calls most of the time, but this is kind of just a quick video to kind of share with you my experience. So so that's what I'm going to keep doing, because it's working out so far. I signed one agreement last week, and I signed one more couple of days ago, and I'm supposed to get one on Monday. Hopefully I have an appointment. Hopefully I get assigned. So I'm like, this stuff works. I used to watch interviews with some coaches, with other agents, how they were listing like 5 6 homes a week, just making cold calls. I'm like, nah, that can't be true. That's no way. But to be honest, now I believe it. You just have to put in the work. You're gonna hear a lot of no's. People are gonna tell you, don't call me anymore. Loses my number. I'm not interested. Not selling. Please stop calling. But you just, you're gonna get to a point like, I don't really care anymore. I'm not gonna lie. It does take some time to get started. You're gonna get nervous. I still get nervous every time I hear that phone ringing. But I know I have to keep pushing. I cannot go back to my old job. I have to keep going, and I'm not perfect. I still got a lot to learn, but my goal is to keep going and have some more listings and become a listing machine. So if you're thinking about quitting your job to go real estate full time, so just letting you know, this is not easy. You have to go all in, and if you're running away from cold calling, then you probably don't wanna. You might as well don't quit your job, because otherwise you're not going to want to do this. It's not easy, and this is a hard work. This hard stuff. But if you're going to go all in, just go all in. Join my Discord. Let's make some calls together. We have a group of nice great people there motivating each other. So again, if you're going to quit your job, then that's all on you. That's all up to you. But if you're going to go real estate full time, you're gonna have to go full time, and you're gonna have to make some calls. Because if you're not gonna make some calls, then I suggest you stay at your job right now. But I'll see you guys on the next video. I'll probably do some live calls, more live calls, because this channel is more about live calls. But until then, catch you guys later. Keep making calls.